You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, Internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Hidden Traps is now available in paperback and ebook from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq. Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now, 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Sometimes riders feel lost, unsure why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing into full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, offering manuscript critiques and line edits through a mentoring editorial style. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services, visit blackwolfeditorial.com.
You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
My name is Jessie, and I'm proud of the life I have, surrounded by military and aware just how big the world really is. I have a unique perspective on life and the world around us. If you're willing to listen, I'll tell you how I see it, and I won't pull any punches. This is my POV, which stands for Point of View. Alright, how's everybody doing out there tonight? Yes, I miss you when we're not talking. Now, before I get started on my usual topics, doing my usual thing, there is something I want to bring to your attention. Yep, and it has nothing, well, it's sort of related. It's related enough in my opinion. I want to talk about Southwest Airlines Flight 1380. And I know US isn't my beat. Trust me. I am well aware of that. But I want to talk about the pilot. Yes, the pilot of that airplane. And I spent some time listening to the audio of her bringing that wounded plane in for a landing. She was a cool cucumber. And then when I found out she was one of the first women, yes, it was a female pilot, to fly the F-18, I went, no kidding. Her name is Tammy Jo Schultz. She was the pilot for 1380 when the engine failed midair. She managed to safely land that plane while essentially it was trying to pull itself apart. That is no small feat. I mean it. That is no small feat. Now, there's going to be a lot of stuff that comes out. Let me see if I've got some of the audio here.
Philly Tower, Foxtrot 21. Foxtrot 21 there. We talk to the pilot again.
I'm looking for the right piece, because that woman is a cool cucumber.
West 1380 is up on...
So... And I know there's a lot of static going on and all kinds of other little things. But she had one thing in mind.
Okay, board on the forward crew entry door left.
And that was saving the life of every man, woman, and child on that plane.
Pilot, copy that information. Say again for the pilot.
And I am working on locating it for you. Even after the plane was on the ground, she was like, where is the medical personnel? Where are they? And her job was more or less over. She had landed that plane. But she's like, no, we have a wounded person on board. Where's that ambulance? Can we get those paramedics on this plane? And that's pretty incredible.
Philly, Foxtrot 21.
Foxtrot 21 there.
I need to talk to the pilot.
Foxtrot 21, go to tower 11. Correction, he's come over to my frequency now.
This is Captain 772.
Foxtrot 21, that's the captain there. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I believe Captain's side is where we had the damage, and that's the engine that went out.
Now, they were trying to get everyone safely off that plane.
Right now, stand by.
And I know this is not easy. I have not taken time to clean it up because, quite frankly, I hadn't thought about using it tonight.
Beyond 4876, Brickyard 4485, Foxtrot Charlie 1913. Beyond 4988, beyond 4940, Blue Streak 5547, Envoy 3916 Delta.
That's the tower giving a whole series of instructions to a bunch of people to shut down and go back.
And this is 1380. We need EMS on board. Is there a way to get them up here?
There it is. That's the clip I want. Let me see about cleaning that up for you just a little bit real quick. But that's the clip. Her plane is on the ground. She could be sitting there shaking in her boots. She's not. Alright, I'm going to give it one more shot at this. Alright, let's see if we can hear that.
This is 1380.
No, that's a little too... Let's see how this sounds.
This is 1380.
Alright, I got rid of some of the garbage for you. Let's take a listen. That plane is down on the tarmac.
This is 1380. We need EMS on board. Is there a way to get them up here?
Foxtrot 21, did you copy that?
Foxtrot 21.
Yeah, they want to know if they can get EMS on board the aircraft there.
We're in the process of bringing EMS on.
Okay, thank you. 8 Tower, Brickyard 4488. 4488, go.
Hate to bother you guys, but any word on the...
Alright. That woman landed that plane, and then her thoughts didn't turn to covering up for any mistakes that were made. Her thoughts turned to the lives and the health and well-being of the passengers on that plane. And I do have a couple other audio clips I'll play for you. That woman's a cool customer. That woman is a cool customer.
Southwest 1458, clear visual approach 27 right, keep your speed up. I'd like to get you on the ground before I have to turn her base.
Copy that. Speed up, clear visual 27 right.
Okay, center.
Southwest 1380. 1380, I got a 1458 on frequency. I just cleared him for the approach. Southwest 1380. I understand your emergency. Let me know when you want to go in.
Now, we have a part of the aircraft missing, so we're going to need to slow down a bit.
Southwest 1380, speed is your discretion. Maintain at any altitude above 3,000 feet, and you let me know when you want to turn base.
All right. Down to 3,000. 210 on the speed.
Absolutely. You just let me know anything.
Sorry about some of these noises. Like I said, didn't clean this up, hadn't planned on using it.
Airport 10, Tower.
That's irrelevant. But like I said, that woman was a cool customer the whole time. Her plane had literally fallen apart in midair.
Okay, could you have the medical meet us there on the runway as well? We've got injured passengers.
Injured passengers, okay. And is your airplane physically on fire?
No, it's not on fire, but part of it's missing.
There's no panic in her voice. Not 1 ounce. Is that a cool customer?
I'm going to let you drive until you tell me you want to turn base, okay? So that'll be at least a 25-mile final. Longer than that, I'll have to do some coordination, but that'll be fine. We'll get that done for you. You let me know when you want to come in.
Okay, 20 is good, and we may need shorter here in a moment. Tell me the runway we're setting up for.
We're going to set up for Southwest 1380. You'll be landing 27 left today. And you just let me know when you need to turn base. Right now, I only have one person in front of you, which is a Southwest, but I'm sure he'll pull off if you need to go right in.
That woman is a cool customer, and I got to give it to the ATC guy, the air traffic controller on the line, whoever that was. He's pretty calm, cool, and collected, too.
I understand your emergency. Let me know when you want to go in.
Yeah, we have a part of the aircraft missing, so we're going to need to slow down a bit.
Southwest 1380, speed is your discretion.
We have part of the aircraft missing. We need to slow down a little bit. What? Okay. I would be just a little more panicked if I was a pilot and part of my aircraft was missing. I don't know about you, but you kind of want all of the parts to your aircraft intact. And like I said, Navy leadership is exactly what I'm crediting that with. That woman is a cool customer. And I always love hearing about our vets doing amazing things. And while unfortunately this one also had a bit of a tragedy, because someone perished, there was some good that came out of it. Alright, now that I have talked about this wonderful Navy pilot who used to fly F-18s, and by the way, my thoughts and prayers do go out to all the passengers, the crew, and everyone affected, especially the family of the woman who perished today. I mean, there is no words that can express sorrow for that. But like I said, I'm going to say Navy training saved the day here. Now, I want to remind you who we are dealing with when I am talking about Kim Jong-un. So, we are going to go pull one of my favorite moldy oldies. And this is my mashup. It's only about a minute long, of North Korean audio clips and what I like about this one is that it gives you a little bit of everything on it. Now, all the clips are from 2017, because, well, that's quite frankly when I made it. And I find it very refreshing to hear. And that's not something I can always say about audio clips. The reason I probably like it so much is because it's truth. And I don't know how else to put it. Alright, let's take a listen to this approximately 1 minute mashup. And I'll be right back with you in just a minute.
So we have 20 years of failed approach.
The regime has shown time and again that it doesn't want to talk. North Korea's launch of an ICBM is a clear and sharp military escalation. North Korea does not want to be part of a peaceful world. His abusive use of missiles and his nuclear threats show that he is begging for war. I said the days of talking were over, and it was time to act.
North Korea best not make any more threats to the United States. They will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen.
I have no problem kicking it to General Mattis because I think he has plenty of options.
General?
Well, I don't know if those missiles can actually hit what they're aimed at, but like horseshoes and hand grenades, getting close is all that's needed when you're dealing with nuclear weapons.
Has he given up a first strike possibility? Secretary Mattis?
No, sir.
Any use of nuclear weapons by the North will be met with a massive military response, effective and overwhelming. Make no mistake, any attack on the United States or our allies will be defeated.
Now, for those of you who are not huge Mattis fans, let me remind you, he said that his job, his sole job in life, is to make sure that when we go up against the enemy, it is their longest day and their darkest day. And that means, I think finally someone is getting the hint. As much as I would like to say they're not, I think somebody's finally getting a clue back.
Our first line of effort emphasizes that everything we do must contribute to the lethality of our military. In war, an enemy will attack a perceived weakness. Therefore, we cannot adopt a single preclusive form of warfare. Rather, we must be able to fight across the spectrum of combat. This means the size and composition of our force matters. The nation must field a sufficient, capable force to deter conflict. If deterrence fails, we must win. To defend our way of life, our military will embrace change while holding fast to traditional proven attributes that make us the most formidable force on any battlefield.
I mean, those are pretty powerful words. And that statement was from his hearing. Here's another one. It's much shorter, but I love it. And I think Kim Jong-un is finally looking at this going, I'm not sure I want a piece of this.
Those who would threaten America's experiment in democracy must know, if you threaten us, it will be your longest and worst day.
And I don't know how else to put it. That is succinct, straightforward, and to the point. Now, he also doesn't believe in starting wars.
Our response to this threat remains diplomacy-led, backed up with military options available to ensure that our diplomats are understood to be speaking from a position of strength.
And you can bet all that is true. But what I'm saying is that Trump was hoping to go into this summit with Kim Jong-un and sign a peace treaty between North and South Korea. Now, all this is going on. North and South Korea are meeting right now. However, Kim Jong-un is there with President Moon. The U.S. isn't at the table. Is President Moon trying to sneak one by? And President Trump says they have his blessing. First of all, that's an egotistical statement if I ever heard one. No sovereign nation needs the United States President's blessing to negotiate their own peace treaty. Get over that right now. Now, secondly, if Moon manages to get this peace treaty without the United States involvement, I'm going to say it makes us look weak. What is our big announcement going to be? And by the way, we've had meetings with Kim Jong-un. Over Easter weekend, Mike Pompeo made a top-secret visit to North Korea as an envoy for President Trump to meet with KJU, or Kim Jong-un. It's an extraordinary meeting. And remember, Mike Pompeo was the CIA director. He's now the nominee for state. Now, the trip was an effort to lay the groundwork for direct talks between Trump and KJU. And no one's willing to speak on the record about this, but it's noteworthy that the trip came right after Pompeo was nominated to be Secretary of State. It's noteworthy that Pompeo, who is was the director of the CIA, because trust me, he knows all about North Korea. It's noteworthy that he was the one making the trip. And not someone else. It's noteworthy. It's very noteworthy. Now, North Korea is still staging some of their lovely activities. Now, I don't think we're going to get North Korea to sign a nuclear deal that is equivalent to the Iranian deal. They want a better deal. And this is as President Moon is getting ready for a cross-border summit next week. Yes, this meeting is scheduled between Moon and KJU for the 27th. Now, it's set for Freedom House on the South Korean side of Panmunjom. And it'll be followed by Kim's unprecedented summit with with Trump. Will they be able to negotiate a peace treaty? The bullets stopped flying between North and South Korea in 1953. The two countries are still technically at war. Because what stopped the bullets from flying was a peace treaty, a ceasefire, not a peace treaty. Which means they are still at war. Now, this is not the only bit of chaos going on in this world, but unfortunately, it is time to pay those radio station bills. And this bumper music is in honor of that heroic Navy pilot who brought Southwest Airlines Flight 1380 in for a safe landing. Unfortunately, due to the nature of the damage to our aircraft, there was one fatality. But there were 149 souls on board. 148 lived to tell the tale. And I will see you on the other side.
They fight and die for our freedom. No one had to ask them to go without a moment's hesitation. For the red, white, and blue.
You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Hidden Traps is now available in paperback and ebook from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq. Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now. 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Sometimes riders feel lost, unsure why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing into full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, offering manuscript critiques and line edits through a mentoring editorial style. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services, visit blackwolfeditorial.com.
They fight and die for our freedom. No one had to ask them to go without a moment's hesitation. For the red, white, and blue.
All right, thank y'all for hanging in there with me while we paid those radio station bills. Yes, it is important to pay those radio station bills. Now, I've been talking North Korea, North Korea, North Korea. While I do feel that Moon is trying to put Trump in his place, I also feel that there is reason for this. Moon doesn't want to appear weak and incapable in front of his own people. Trust me, his citizens were calling the Pyeongchang Olympics the Pyongyang Olympics. And for those of you new to this show, Pyongyang is the capital of North Korea after he suddenly acquiesced to North Korea participating in the games. And that's a pretty weird, funky, scary kind of thing. And not something to take lightly. His popularity has been down. Way down. And he has not been well received by his own people. And that's not something any leader likes. And there's only so much of that you can tolerate before you're not going to get reelected. And I think Moon is in some ways fighting for his political future. He is very much a dove. He very much believes in talking things out. Yet, does he recall that it's over 25,000 of our troops are there helping secure his country? I some days wonder if he does. Now, there is quite the debate as to whether we should even still be in Korea. I'm not going to address that here. All I'm going to say is there is quite an age gap between those that want us there and those who don't. Those that want us there remember the Korean War. Those that don't are younger and have no recollection. Much like the age gap and the differences in our own country. I don't know how else to explain it. I don't know what else to call it. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. Now, here's the show prep for tonight. North Korea isn't the only issue. Well, remember, you can judge someone by the friends they keep. And you can judge nations by their allies. I believe that is a fair statement. Iran is going after our troops in and around Syria, and to some extent Iraq. Airstrikes against Syria may galvanize support against the United States, with Daesh in retreat and anti-regime rebels losing ground. Iranian-backed armed groups in Syria are turning the focus of their militancy to U.S. troops on the ground. Now, Western military officials are not surprised by this. They said it was only a matter of time. The action we took may have sent that strong signal. However, it could also hasten attacks on the very men and women we have over there. One of the Iranian-backed militia groups, Bakir Brigade, announced on its Facebook page, yes, an Iranian militia has a Facebook page, imagine that it would begin attacks on U.S. military personnel. We in the Bakir Brigade leadership, and this is a direct quote from their Facebook page, we in the Bakir Brigade leadership announced the good news of the launch of military and jihadi operations against the U.S. occupier and all those affiliated with it in Syria. Now, this was an April 6th statement. This is an April 6th statement, so no one was paying attention. And I will say Facebook shut the page down shortly after that statement. Maybe they finally got one right, but that's a whole other issue. Now, that declaration is huge because they are funded by Iran. And what happened in Syria after the airstrikes? Well, the Syrian people took to the streets. And a lot of them came out pro-Assad. Yes, you heard me, pro-Assad. A number of them want nothing more than Assad to kick the United States out of its borders. Don't forget, there's 3 other countries trying to carve up Syria like a prize, Turkey. And that would be Russia, Iran, and Turkey. No, not that kind of turkey. Shoo, bird. Hezbollah said in a speech, a Lebanese Hezbollah leader said in a speech it will inflame international relations. The airstrikes will inflame international relations and delay Geneva talks, if not destroy them. Keep in mind, the Geneva process has been more stalled than active, more useless than good. Armed groups in Syria with direct or suspected connections to Tehran have become increasingly vocal about their intentions to target U.S. forces in Syria. Now, they are mostly grouped in the north and northeast. They have already shifted their focus from battling Daesh to taking on the U.S. and their allies. This is not a good sign. This is the sign of something seriously wrong. I don't know how else to explain it. I don't know what else to say about what is going on, except to say it's not good. All the while, we are fighting for our own borders. Our National Guard has been deployed in many states to beef up our southern border. Because make no mistake, if illegal aliens can get in, so can people seeking to do us harm. And that is something I don't like to think about. Unfortunately, it is not a new idea. Secretary of Mattis had a very busy day today. He welcomed the Albanian defense minister to the Pentagon. And then he attended a Senate there was a Senate Armed Services Committee hearing. Oh yeah. And there was a whole bunch of other things, and then we all heard that he went to brief Congress. And there's more. There's many more things, but unfortunately, I am running out of time. So I want to bring you a few other things of note. Because quite frankly, I want them out of my stack of news. We're going to stay with Syria. Remember, the Syrian government, the OPCW, the Organization for the Prevention of Chemical Weapons, is on the ground. It's on the ground in Syria. They have not been permitted to visit Douma, citing security concerns. Then today, Russia releases a statement saying they see no need for a United Nations inquiry into Syria toxic gas attacks. And Russia told the UN Security Council that there was no point in establishing a new inquiry because the United States and its allies had already acted as judge and executioner. Now, the 15-member council met for the 6th time in 9 days on Syria. That is quite a lot of meetings on one topic, even for these guys. But remember, Russia killed the Joint Investigative Mechanism. Russia said they wanted to be the one to investigate. Well, guess what? I don't see that working. Because Russia has blocked us in the Security Council one too many times. The Security Council is deadlocked. Russia is using its veto power as a permanent member to protect none other than Bashar al-Assad. Yeah, that guy. Don't take my word. Here's a reminder.
Russia and Iran have military advisors at Assad's airfields and operation centers. Russian officials are on the ground helping direct the regime's Starve and Surrender campaign, and Iranian allied forces do much of the dirty work. When the Syrian military pummels civilians, they rely on the military hardware given by Russia. Russia could stop this senseless slaughter if it wanted, but it stands with the Assad regime and supports without any hesitation. What's the point of trying to shame such people? After all, no civilized government would have anything to do with Assad's murderous regime. Pictures of dead children mean little to governments like Russia, who expend their own resources to prop up Assad. And this council, which saw these pictures last year, has failed to act because Russia has stood in its way every single time.
By the way, for those of you who want to tell me that Syria does not have any chemical weapons,
the OPCW Technical Secretariat continues to be unable to confirm the completeness and accuracy of Syria's declaration.
And that would be their declaration that they have no chemical weapons.
The Assad regime continued using chemical weapons against the Syrian people. One member of this council shielded the Assad regime from any consequences, then blocked us from renewing the Joint Investigative Mechanism. Our consensus broke down. The world today is a far more dangerous place because of it. The Assad regime keeps dropping chlorine bombs on innocent men, women, and children. Just these past few weeks, when the regime seized eastern Ghouta, there were credible reports of chlorine gas attacks.
Yes, again, credible reports of gas attacks. So, Russia says there's no need for an investigation. The OPCW people will finally be allowed in Ghouta on Wednesday. Why is the fact that they waited till Wednesday? Why am I making a big deal of it? Well, how long does it take to wash away surface soil samples? How long does it take to bring in a few dump trucks full of earth and spread it around? I'm going to say it doesn't take long. All right, I want to take a moment and thank all of you for tuning in tonight. And like I said, I think that pilot of Southwest Airlines 1380 was flat out amazing today. So next time, many of our pilots come from a military background. You meet an airline pilot, odds are you're meeting a vet. Not all of them. There are other ways to become an airline pilot. However, the military is among the most common. Now, I want to remind all of you, Jesse's POV as well as Jesse's Coffee Shop can be found on iHeart, iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, and many, many, many other podcast locations. And don't forget, you can email me here at the station. And that's Jesse's POV at KLRNRadio.com. You can also reach out to me on Twitter, and that would be at Radio Host Jesse. I thank y'all for hanging out with me tonight. I'm gone.